I think for me the most striking part of it is the tradition. There's so much tradition involved in the craft. So there's an entire history, an entire culture, all within one item, like this. There's just so much, there's a story to each and every item. And that's how artisan craft should be. It should incorporate the history, it should incorporate the entire culture, it should preserve the culture. So that's what I appreciate the most. Even if it's a contemporary modern piece, it still sort of has the history of the culture incorporated into it, and I think that's so special.
I'm really most interested in supporting rural artisans that don't otherwise have a lot of opportunity to sell to one another, so they need to export, they need the American consumer, and I try in my collection, I say a fashionable fair trade collection. So it's helping others, it's fair trade, fair wages, but it's in partnership with designers so they can make a more contemporary aesthetic, because I'm trying to appeal to an urban customer in San Francisco. And I find there's a lot of opportunity because designers are eager to work with artisan groups, you know, that are talented and maybe just need a little guidance. It's interesting because I was selling a line of Tunisian pottery already in my store, and it's very traditional and people love it, you know, all different colors. When I came here to the show, I saw again a more sophisticated version and interpretation I just fell in love with. So now I feel like my store is going to be elevated in that way too, you know, the traditional skills but with a really sophisticated look. So that, I'm super excited about that. Her basket that she made at this height, and we're talking about her making a basket this big for me in San Francisco because a lot of my customers want them to put their plants in, but I was worried about shipping 10 of those. So we're going to talk about her making one like this, and then one a little smaller that fits inside, one a little smaller that fits inside that. So maybe I have 4 big ones with nesting, so that'll help me in shipping. I think this is just so wonderful, just something so simple, one bead and one fish together. But I asked the artist who's here if she could do this with leather so that people could use it for a napkin ring. Again, some of the artistic interpretations in weaving, the color contrast with the beige and the whites, and then my favorite colors are blue and white. So I just went nuts in Sadeh yesterday. Everything blue and white, I was just in love. And I can see how that informed and inspired a lot of the artists' color palettes here too.
I think one of the things that I found so interesting was that within the 24 different regions in Tunisia, there are so many different stories. So from one region to the next, there's a different style of dress. There's a different kind of environment. There's a different kind of food. There's a different kind of language. It's slightly different in each place. And so, for example, the pottery, that's a very different place. And so that's going to have a different sort of tradition, different sort of dress. And so for me, it's all about the story. It's all about the story of the artisan, the story of this particular region, the story of Kakan, the little island, the story, and there are so many stories. So that's what I like to take and give to my customers. For me, it's a way to bring them into Tunisian culture through the craft by telling their stories.
نعملوا العديد من الأنشطة بما فيها يعني نحاولوا التسويق، خاطر أهم حاجة هو تسويق المنتوج هذا في تونس وخارج تونس. بالنسبة لخارج تونس كانت عندنا فرصة مهمة برشا إنه نقدموا المنتوج متاعنا في أمريكا. كان هذا في إطار بروجرام اسمه CAPX. البوترين تاع سجنان اختاروها من 50 ارتيزان، دونك باش نعرفوا بالمنتوج هذا ونتستيو السوق الأمريكية. البرودوي هذا شارك في معرض اسمه نيويورك ناو. بيان سور كانت فرصة يعني مهمة برشا بالنسبة احنا كجروبمون كحرفيات انه أول مرة نقدموا المنتوج نتاعنا في السوق الأمريكية. جاونا دي فيدباك باهيين برشا.
نحاول نطوروا هالطريزة هذه اللي موضوعتها في المهدية باش باش نعطيو نظرة جديدة على بلادنا، على حرفتنا، على حبنا لبلادنا زاد اوسي، دونك على ثقافتنا. نحب نحكي على مشاركتي في CAPX، بروجرام بالحق معناها دي معناها من البروجرام اللي ما صاروش في تونس، خدمة باهية الحقيقة. كيفاش معناها اون ديفلوبي دي شامبيون، كيفاش تعاملوا معانا، كيفاش فهمونا، كيفاش هزوا خدمتنا لامريكا، كيفاش بعد حتى الامريكان جاو. الحقيقه نشوف بروجرام بوليفالون، انتظرت يكون احنا اللي شاركنا، انتظرت انه خدمتنا توصل لبرا لامريكا، هما يحبوا يولي حرفتنا وثقافتنا ونحن نولي نفهموهم ونبعثوا لهم خدمتنا، وفوالا تصير الكولابوراسيون سيت ايشونج مع امريكا ان شاء الله. فوالا
هي منفعه اول حاجه التبادل الثقافي بين تونس وامريكا، واللي احنا من البلدان القديمه في تونس اللي عندنا علاقات مع امريكا، املين فيه خير. البرنامج رائد فهمني، وان شاء الله تصير معناتها اقبال من الولايات المتحده تاخذ البرودوي نتاعنا، واحنا قدم خاصه في الموزاييك في تونس من اقدم البلدان ومن اعرق البلدان في العالم. اقبل سيت تاع موزاييك هو في العالم، سوق امريكيه معناتها سوق مغريه معناتها للعالم، مغريه للعالم فهمني، مش لتونس برك، واحنا ان شاء الله يكون عندنا نصيب منها.